Hello, this is Brett. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what the OKR Cadence looks like. People are often confused about what happens in those daily meetings, weekly meetings, monthly meetings. Here's a quick view of what that looks like in reality. So obviously we've got 2 points in time. We've got where we are right now, beginning to set our annual plan, and let's say the end of the first quarter. So at the beginning, what we need to do is set the overall strategy and strategic priorities, and then define what are the quarterly OKRs. So take that annual plan and break it down by quarter. Now, between those two periods of time, of course, there's a bunch of other meetings. So often organizations have what I call a daily huddle. Now, depending on the drumbeat of your business, that daily huddle might happen once a day, once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. So think of a watch and the different gears. They move at different speeds, all in aid of telling the time. Some are going to meet frequently, some less frequently. In that daily huddle, there are 3 things we talk about. One is coordinate the daily activity within the team. So what are we doing today? Secondly, share information across the team about what's working and not working so that we can adjust like any team does moment to moment. And then finally, we're going to identify immediate issues that need dealing with. And we want to deal with those sooner rather than later, right? The faster you deal with them, the smaller the issue ends up being. That's a daily activity, goes on every day. Once a week, you're going to meet and have a slightly different meeting. Most of that activity is about reviewing the performance. You're going to take a look at the key results and see how you're doing and to check your progress against the overall OKR. But we're going to touch on some other things as well. We need to monitor action items. So every week you have a list of things that need to get done, who they're allocated to. You need to check and follow up. What's that expression? After all is said and done, more is said than done. Let's make sure it gets done. We also need to solve those important issues that we identified in the daily huddle. So those get punted up to a weekly meeting and they get solved if they can. If not, then they get escalated as to what we'll call a big decision. Again, that happens every single week. And again, the daily, weekly tend to vary from organization to organization. But you do need to have a monthly meeting. So once a month, no matter what your clock speed is, you get together and do a consolidated analysis of how you're performing. What's that look like? Well, those decisions that were highlighted in the weekly meeting get kicked up. And at the monthly meeting, which typically has more senior people at it, we make decisions to resolve those hard issues and also to seize new opportunities. We'll also refine the OKRs as necessary. Now, this is at least monthly, but it can actually occur at any point in time. So if a major event occurs, a competitor drops out of the market or your product gets a great review, whatever it might be, you can meet and make those decisions. At the end of the quarter, we now have kind of a wrap up. So what we do is take a look at how we're doing against the overall strategy and refine close the score in the previous game of the previous quarter and get set for the next quarterly set of OKRs. And of course, that feeds back into the annual planning cycle. So this is a quick view of what the overall system looks like. Again, it varies from organization to organization, but this gives you a visual representation of the different sorts of activities that go on across the period. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Thanks.